Ruth here from YoungMoneyMasters.tv, and today I just want to talk a little bit about what a real-life financial education has meant for our family and how we've put it into practice. Now, if you've watched any of the videos on this channel, you've heard me rant about two things. Number one, getting your kids started off managing money while they're very young. And then number two, have them use 5 different accounts. Now, I started my kids with managing money when they were a year old, and I did give them 5 accounts that we were introduced to by a fabulous system called Kids Wealth. And Kids Wealth teaches that you take those 5 accounts and you have your kids put a little bit of money in each of the accounts. So the 5 accounts that Kids Wealth teaches are the wealth account, which is for building wealth. That means that money is not touched unless it's going to be used for a business or an investment. The plan account is a savings account, but it's really a spending account because they're saving up for big major purchases. The third account is the Learn account, and they use that account to buy educational materials. And the fun account they use to spend on anything that's fun. And the Angel account is for giving to others. So I started teaching my children how to manage money from the time that they were a year old, and we just consistently gave them money to put on those accounts. Now, I noticed that as they were managing money, they were understanding some financial principles, even though we weren't doing a whole lot of formal financial educating. Just the simple fact that they were putting money away. We were talking about not spending some of it, but saving it for investing. Having them go to the store and pay for their own toys or pay for their own candy. All of that started accumulated into a real life financial education. Now, I realize that there are experts that tell you give your kids a spending account, a saving account, and a giving account. And that's how I grew up, and that's all I knew before I found Kids Wealth. But the more that I think about it now, having 3 accounts without some very specific direction or having a specific purpose for each of those accounts, it kind of gives children a limited education. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. If you've got your kids started on having 3 separate accounts for them to start managing money, that is wonderful. But what I've learned over the last 10 years is that the more specific you get and the more you talk to your children about these specific accounts, the better versed your children will be in making financial decisions. So I've noticed that my children do not just take money now, even when they are given money or when they earn money. They don't just take it and spend it. They don't just take it and hoard it. Now, because they've had the habit of taking it and managing it into their 5 accounts, they have a very clear sense of what they want to do with their money. So, having Young Money Masters as a business has been kind of a full circle moment for us, because they've been waiting for 10 years to do something with their wealth account, which is for investing in businesses and investing in things like stocks and bonds and things like that. But when we came up with this idea of starting Young Money Masters, I put it on them to fully fund this business. And they've had little businesses here and there. They've sold cookies and they've sold jewelry, and they have paid for all of that out of their wealth account. Young Money Masters is a slightly larger business. It is a serious business. And they were not afraid to jump in and say, yes, we will pay for a domain name. Yes, we will pay for a camera. Yes, we will pay for lights. They weren't afraid because they had the security that they had their wealth account and they had been saving for a long time to start a serious business. To me, that is a real life financial education. So I want to just encourage you that if you have very, very young children, or you have school-age children, or if you have middle school or high school children, just get them started doing something. I encourage you to go watch the rest of the videos where I talk a little bit in more detail about each of the accounts that we have used in the past. We will continue to share what we learn as we go along, especially as we build this business. But I just want you to think about the invaluable lessons that your children will learn from getting their hands on some money, even if it's just a little bit, separating it into 5 different accounts, and then starting to make financial decisions for themselves, even if they make mistakes. This is just the most incredible gift that you can give to your kids. So please keep watching the videos, subscribe to the channel, give us your comments, give us your questions. If you have a specific subject that you would like for us to cover on Young Money Masters, please let us know. We're happy to answer all your questions. And I think the one thing that has stuck with me is that I am not the master teacher here. I am a learner. And as we go along and learn lessons, we would love to share them with you. If you're watching on Facebook, please join us over on YouTube so that you can subscribe and get a hold of all the other videos that we've done so far. Thank you for being with me today. We'll see you in the next video.